So what we are about to do here is something called distributive law or the distributive law. What is the distributive law, right? So when there is a number or a letter or a coefficient, something in front of brackets, right? And you apply the distributive law. What you're going to do with this thing in front of the brackets, this number or letter or whatever it is, this in front of the brackets, you're going to multiply it by everything inside the brackets. So you're going to say A multiplied by B and then A multiplied by C, right? Because before we know brackets means to multiply, right? So yes, the multiplication, you're going to be a little different, right? Multiplying this A by both terms inside the bracket, right? So this is A multiplied by B is AB, right? And A multiplied by C is AC. But what we need to be careful with now is when we have algebraic terms multiplying, we need to multiply algebraic terms. When you have signs involved, right, we need to recall these signs, the laws of directed numbers, right? So let's see the next example here. 2 times 3x is 6x, and 2 times 2 is 4. So this is 6x plus 4, right? We could go again. Minus 2 by 3x is minus 6x, and minus 2 by minus 7y. Negative by negative is positive. 7 by 2 is 14, right? So 7y by 2 is 14y, right? Good. You want the next example here now? So let's say now we have something like this. Minus 3a multiplied by minus 2a plus 4y minus 1, right? So there are 3 terms within this bracket. Guess what? This 3a needs to multiply by everything inside the brackets, right? So there are 3 distinct terms, right? So we're going to do the multiplication here, take the time, right? So I'll draw the arrow here and show that we're going to multiply by the first term, the second term, as well as the third term. So we have here now, minus by minus is plus, 3 times 2 is 6, a squared by a sorry, is e squared or e to the power 2, right? Next one, minus by plus is minus, 4 by 3 is 12, a multiplied by y is ay, right? Last one, negative by negative is positive, and 3a multiplied by 1 is 3a, right? So this is how we apply the distributive law, right? So I want you all to take these examples down, and I have a few to try, right? Right, so first one, 2 by minus 5x is minus 10x, and 2 by positive 7y is positive 14y, right? Next one, minus 3 multiply by both terms, take a time, minus by minus is plus 6a, and then minus 12, right? Next one, minus 3x by what? 2x is minus 6x squared, and then we have here minus times minus is plus x by y is xy, 7 by 3 is 21, so 21xy, right? Point to note, right? What we are about to do next, we're going to apply the distributive law, but we're going to apply it twice, right? So you're going to have a different scenarios compared to these here, right? Let me explain to you all why, right? This here now, if we were to simplify this, right, we cannot come and multiply this again. We cannot come and multiply this again, right? We cannot come and multiply these terms again, right? That is totally wrong, right? Good. So if you look at these terms and then here now, we done all the multiplication, right? Because brackets told us to multiply here, right? And the distributive law here is about multiplying and removing the brackets, right? Sometimes this is called expansion, right? Expansion. So you might see the instruction expand the following, meaning you want to remove the brackets and multiply. So now there are no more brackets here, so nothing telling us to multiply again, right? Nothing telling us that we could come and multiply these two things again, multiply again, no, right? We don't do all the multiplication. What we could possibly think about is probably simplifying like terms, but there are no like terms here. This is an x term, this is a constant, x term or y term. All of them things are unlike terms, right? So we cannot simplify nothing. So we just need the answer just so, right? So that's how simple this is. Expansion, you apply the multiplication laws and you remove brackets, right? Good. So let's look at some now which we need to simplify, right? So look at this one here now. Right, so I take the time here now, right? So again, we're going to apply the distributive law, but we see here that we are applying the distributive law for this piece and also for this piece here as well, right? Good. So if you're blank for this and you're mind for the mile, and I look at it here first. 2 by 3x is 6x. 2 by 1 is 2. Good. Good with that. Then we move on to the next piece. Blank up this one in your head now, right? And we move on to the next piece. Right? So this positive 4 now, this is the term positive 4. Whatever sign is here goes with this number, right? Positive 4 multiplied by 2x is positive 8x. And then 5 4 is 20, positive by negative is negative, negative 20. So now we finish using the distributive law, we finish multiply, we remove all brackets, we expanded this expression here fully. What we need to do now, because there are so many terms, right? We need to see if there are any like terms now. So what I'm going to make you all take note of here, that we apply the distributive law here. So we use the multiplication laws here, right? So we use the multiplication laws here. Right? So only the multiplication laws we use now. Now, nothing else telling us to multiply here, right? Nothing else in this line here telling us to multiply. So we can't multiply again, right? No brackets, no multiplication signs, right? So what we need to do here now is simplify like terms. If there are any, right? So we need to look at it first and see if there are any. And how we do that? We use the addition and subtraction laws, right? Good. So I will look at this question here now and see if there are any like terms, right? So I see an x here and I see an x here. So I'm going to rearrange this one time. So you say this is plus 6x plus 8x, right? And then we have here plus 2 minus 20, right? So we can say this is the same signs law and I keep the same sign. So this is plus 14x. Here, different signs law, subtract the bigger sign minus 18. And that is it, that is the answer, right? So we expand using multiplication laws. Then afterwards now, so this is where it gets tricky. That's why I end up giving you a lot of practice exercise last class, right? And we corrected this morning because I don't want you all get mixed up with the multiplication laws and the addition and subtraction laws, right? A big set of laws here, right? We don't want to mix up the two set of laws, right? We need to know when to use which law. When to use the multiplication laws, when we have brackets, or to multiply, multiplication sign. Other than that, we use the addition and subtraction, okay? Look at our next example here now. All right, so let me expand. Use the distributive law. 5 2s are 10, so this is negative 10x plus 15y. And we go here, we get minus 6x, and then we get what? Positive 8y. So look at this now. We don't multiply, so now we're going to simplify using the addition and subtraction laws if we could. So I see like terms here, I see minus 10x, right? And I see minus 6x, right? You see up here like terms, and then I see two y terms here, of course, 15y and plus 8y, right? So here we're going to use same signs law. I don't keep the same sign, I minus 16x. And here again, same signs law. I don't keep the same sign, which is positive 23y, right? Last time I taught this topic, I saw some students putting x squared here and they put in y squared here, right? We're not multiplying x and x here, right? We're just simplifying them, right? Like them, so we simplify them. We're basically simplifying the coefficients to bringing them into one set of terms here, right? Good. For example, if you have 4 bag of apples plus 8 bag of apples, just saying, right? Good. Although this is just to show you all that we're not interfering with this. So you're still going to have 12 bag of apples, just saying, right? So we're not going to say a square here because we just adding, right? We just adding the numbers in front of the term. The 10 and the 6 is really what we simplify, right? The x is what is simplified to be our x term, right? We have space on this idea, so you could do another example. Right. So look at this here now, right? So we went to apply the distributive law. Minus 3 by 2x is minus 6x, right? And then we have here, when you multiply it, we get minus 12. Here we get what? Plus 3x, and then we get plus 3y. Now we could rearrange this now, right? Like terms, minus 6x plus 3x, and then we have minus 12. That's now, and plus 3y. So look at this here now, right? This is the only PI-like terms we have here. So you can simplify this here and say this is minus 3x. Different signs go, right? Good. The minus 12 is a constant, and the plus 3y is a y term. So we cannot simplify those, so we leave it in the answer just right. We have minus 12 plus 3y. Some people like to rearrange it in such a way that the constant come last. I have no problem with that, right? So you put the minus 3x plus 3y and the minus 12 last, right? Good. It's always better to see that you write the variables term first and the constant after, right? But both are correct, right? So go ahead and take down these examples here now. I want to do one more example for you all here, right? So let's look at this example here. So you have here 2x open brackets, 3x minus 4y, right? And then you have here plus 2y open brackets minus 5x minus 8y, right? Good. So we take time, apply the distributive law, right? We get here 6x squared, multiply again here, we get minus 8xy, right? Good. Here, take your time, multiply, negative by positive, negative 10xy, right? Remember, y multiplied by x, or you could say that x multiplied by y, same thing, right? xy. And we go here, we get here minus 16y squared. Look at this question carefully. There's a x squared, there's a y squared. And there are two xy terms. So you can simplify the xy terms without a rearrange here because x squared here, right? We're done with that. There's 16 here, right? We're done with that. Now this here, we can simplify this here. Same signs and keep the same sign. So you get here minus 18xy, right? So just be careful, right? You could probably do one more example. Right? Right, so let's look at this example here now, right? So we have here 3 by 2 is 6, that is minus 6a squared. 2 2s are 4, that is minus 4ab, right? Multiplying here now. This here, our 1 is understood. Also, our 1 is understood here, right? So keep in mind that you could put it in if you want, but I'm not going to put it in here because I want you all to think here about it without writing it in. So we multiply here now. So we get here minus 3a squared. And then here now we get 1 by 1, of course, is 1. Positive by negative is negative. Negative AB. Right? Good. And if you want, I mean, you can put any 1 and you can put any 1 here. 1 times 1 is 1, so that's minus 1 AB. Now, are there anything to simplify? Yes, there are plenty things here to simplify. Yeah, two PL items here, right? Minus 6a squared, minus 3a squared. Rearrange. See our extra step we need to rearrange here. And then we have here minus 4ab minus 1ab. Same signs, and I think the same sign, and minus 9a squared. And then we have here minus 5ab. I did not multiply, and I did not say a negative and a negative is a positive, right? I never taught you all that, right? Here we know this is same signs, and I keep the same sign, right? Because I saw this already with a lot of students, right? You see minus 4ab, minus 1ab, and this is negative and a negative is a positive, right? Positive 4ab. This is totally wrong, right? Because we're not multiplying here. We're not multiplying here at all, right? Good. So we can't say a negative and a negative is a positive. Same thing here. Negative and a negative is a positive. We cannot say that here, right? During this time, you could probably use that though and say negative and a negative is positive is when you multiply, right? You multiply negative 4, multiply by negative 1. Okay. A negative multiplied by a negative is a positive 4, right? Good. Other than that, if it's minus 4 minus 1, this is minus 5. Same signs, add and keep the same sign. So know when we multiplying, right? And know when we adding and subtracting, right? Good. So here, remember, this is like terms, so we use this simplify this using the laws of direct numbers, same signs, or possibly the different signs as we saw before, right? So you have this here. I'll send these examples for you all in the group, as well as with the questions here, right? So these questions here for you all to try, right? Make sure, remember the steps involved, using multiplication laws, remove the brackets, and then afterwards we using the addition and subtraction laws, right? Either same signs and keep the same sign as the case here, or where we had different signs. So we had different signs here. Different signs here, subtract and keep the bigger sign, right? Good. So you have to go ahead and take this down, and then I'll give you all the questions them, which are over here to look at, right? And next class we go be correcting this, right? Next week, Saturday at 9 a.m.